I'm going to talk a little bit about health insurance because that's changing a lot. Just changing a lot every day, and we sell all the insurance products here, and we kind of shop for the lowest price and the highest value on all of these things. But it's changing so much, so you need to kind of look at that. I don't know if you know this, the #1 cause of bankruptcies in the United States it's due to healthcare costs. Yeah. Out-of-pocket costs related to medical issues, #1 cause of bankruptcy. But this was always shocking. I hear the statistic on the news, I hear it all the time. So 75% of those people had health insurance. They still went bankrupt. So it's important to look at that. When we would sell health insurance, the #1 thing we would say, make sure our clients knew, then make sure they could handle is, what's your worst case out of pocket if something happens to you? Until they kick in 100%, can you handle that? That's the main question. It's not what's my copay. Because those are little things, right? It's turning more, health insurance is going more the direction of auto and homeowners where, you know, you're not paying, if you have auto insurance, if you have auto insurance and you have to have an oil change, it's not going to pay for that, right? So it's the big things, and that's where health insurance is going. But this is really important now. A lot of people have something called, have supplemental policies like Aflac. Now, if you have something like that, that will pay for, that gives you money if you have an illness. It doesn't go to the doctor or the hospital. It gives you money, because if you're sick, maybe you need to, or you had some kind of ailment, you need to change the house around, or you're out of work for a while, or something. You know, you have to pay the mortgage and everything. So some of these supplemental plans can help you if you can't work anymore, pay for some of the things that you have to pay for anyways. So health insurance doesn't do that. But supplemental plans do that. I personally have, a critical illness and a cancer plan with Aflac. I have great health insurance too. But I know something happens to me, now I have money coming to me to pay for my bills. So that is some of the problems with this. When you're incapacitated, you're sick, health insurance isn't going to cover that, and that's what the bankruptcies are coming from. So something to think about. They have these statistics, new statistics for the state of Colorado. 1 in 6 Coloradans don't have any health insurance, and they're going to all this exchange kinds of things, and it's all changing. So it's really something for us to keep up on that, but it's really important to have some kind of coverage on there. Employers are dropping health insurance because they can't afford it. It's really going up quite a bit. And I talk to folks too. We've talked to clients that they'll think, well, I have health insurance at work, so I don't need to talk to you. Well, health insurance at work is going up for the employee. Because health insurance at work is really very expensive, but typically the employer covers a portion. They have to cover 50% by law. They used to pay for, a lot of them pay for all of it, and the whole family. But by law, they have to pay 50% of the employee only. So they're passing more and more of that on to the employee. So we found folks that even though they have this group health insurance, we could get them, if they're healthy enough, an individual plan that's cheaper than what they pay at work. So we just want to keep your mind open to that. Because some folks, well, I'm paying, yeah, I have it, I'm paying $600 a month. It's just me. Like, well, let's look at that. So it's something, I don't know, what you're experiencing, but think about that. But only 58% of employers offer group. So that's really changing. I mean, traditional co-pay health insurance, which most people are familiar with, and that's most of what the group health insurance is, where you have a deductible that you pay for, there's co-insurance, is 80-20 things, and then there's co-pays if you go see the doctor. And that's a very traditional health insurance. A lot of plans are going, I have a health savings account. They started in 2004. I think I had the first one, I'm pretty sure. And it's really not paying for the little things. I have one deductible, and after it's $5,000. And after, if I go past $5,000, they pay 100%. There's no co-pays, nothing like that. But I know my worst case out of pocket is $5,000. On this one up here, I don't know what it would be, because there's a deductible, and then there's co-insurance, and there's co-pays and all this other stuff. But I get big tax advantages with health savings accounts. Because anything I pay out of pocket, I get to pay with tax-free dollars. So if that's important to you, it's something to check out. But these are becoming more and more popular, because my worst case out of pocket is, mine is $5,000. Can I handle that? I can handle that. But it's good to know. This could be 20 or 30,000 out of pocket. You just not need to look. That's the question you want to ask. Supplemental plans, again, give money to you. If you can get accident, critical illness, dental, vision, all those things, those are kind of add-ons. These are becoming a lot more popular. Critical illness, if you get heart attack, stroke, cancer, you get money. If you get sick like that, do you need money? You know, you're still around, you have a heart attack, you could use some money. So those are becoming a lot more popular. Accident plans are very inexpensive. If you can't afford too much of the rest, at least have an accident plan. You can get an accident plan for $30 a month to cover if you have $10,000 of an accident. So this is, at least have something like that. We try to get the young folks in there, because a lot of young folks are going without any kind of health insurance, and they go skiing and the accidents and off to the emergency room, and then they have all this debt because they didn't have any health insurance. So we try to do that. Medicare, we do Medicare here too. There's a lot to that. We're going to have classes separately on that, and that's pretty important as we start aging a little bit more. So there's parts and plans, and it's pretty important. I mean, basically, what it boils down to, I don't know if anyone's heard of these Advantage plans, and if you're young, you don't know what I'm talking about. But there's all kinds of things going on, but basically, it's one of them. You can pretty much know exactly. You have nothing out of pocket if you have Medicare Part A and B and a gap policy, or else you can have one of these Advantage plans that have no cost to them. Some of them have no cost. But there's potential out of pocket. So it looks, if you're on a fixed income, you need to know what you have basically ahead of time, right? If you don't have room